Hello and welcome all you baseball fans to another installment of YSN Live Baseball. Today it's a matchup between the Austintown Fitch Falcons and Chagrin Falls. Ty Bartel joined alongside Mark Roth this evening. First time calling the game for us and Austintown, and just welcome in and welcome aboard today, sir.
Thanks, Ty. I'm very excited to be here. Love what YSN does, and great to be part of it.
On the mound today for the Falcons, it's going to be pitcher Jake Coral. As we look at the lineup, he's going to be facing number 1, Donnie Hardy, number 22, Leo Fornera, number 2, Brett Vaccaro, number 24, Andrew Kirkpatrick, number 23, Nick Calabrese, number 12, Calvin Hill, number 15, Andrew Bazone, number 6, Drew Mergenhagen, and number 9, Gavin Stevens. Around Coral defensively, around the mound, catching today is going to be Joe Roth, first base Brandon Stevenson. Over at second base, Carson Fuller. Shortstop, Mikey Shorentino. Third base, Josh Lowe. In the outfield, left field, Dom Perry. Center fielder, Brandon Popio. And rounding things out in right field, Drew Kashchak. As Coral getting the start here today and injured through a large part of last season too, but just good to see him get out there on the mound for one final time here.
Absolutely. Broken hand, stunted his beginning of last year, but did a good job returning from that injury, and God bless, no injuries at this point, so we'll see where we can go.
As he's going to get ready to face this pretty solid Chagrin Falls lineup, too. A lot of these guys playing, it seems like, in other leagues, too, during the summer as well, too, around the area. So some talent they're going to face, but Canfield, along with Fitch and some of these other AAC teams, really bolstering the schedule this year as a part of just trying to get themselves those teeth sharpened before the tournament.
Yeah, it's always good to see new blood, especially, it gives you a different test that you're not used to seeing, different kids in the lineup. There are a couple kids that some of our guys are familiar with playing, but should be a good test.
As we see Donnie Hardy, the left fielder, or center fielder, in today's contest. And Jake Coral gets ready to start the Austintown Fitch Falcons season. Nice, beautiful weather, 60 degrees today after that very cold 40-degree day yesterday. And the first pitch of the Falcons season is a strike over the plate by Jake Coral, 0-1 to start for Donnie Hardy. As Coral getting the call from Joe Roth and chipping it back, fouled away. 0-2 to start.
Yeah, much better day today weather-wise than it was yesterday. Sun shining on the field. It's a great day to be out here.
Absolutely, and I mean, just showcases how quickly the Ohio weather can change, too. Bundled up yesterday, today. That feels like you don't even need a jacket. As that 0-2, ring them up looking as a great start to the season. As Jake Coral records the K-looking his first strikeout and out number 1 of the inning here for the Falcons. It's going to bring up Leo Fornera, opposing pitcher in today's contest, batting from the right side. In a righty-righty matchup. Coral's 0-0 delivery. Looking for a strike around the knees. Called low, ball 1. Falcons playing pretty straight up defensively. Wind kind of blowing in right now, it looks like, from that flag dead in straightaway center as a grounder towards first. Fielded nicely, stepped on the bag, and recording the out that time is Brandon Stevenson. 2 quick outs for Fitch to start.
Pretty efficient start.
As Coral been pitching around the strike zone, and it's what you like to see as Coach Paris returns to the helm for the Falcons this season. As you figure, Jake Coral, Joe Roth, going to be kind of leading the starting rotation for the Falcons this year. Brandon Popio kind of being looked at as a closer, but a lot of new names coming into the pitching kind of rotation this year for Fitch, and they're just looking for 1 or 2 of those guys to step up. There's about 4, I think, that they're competing. Hey, if all 4 step up, that's great, but realistically, you're hoping 1 or 2 get varsity experience and they become varsity ready here.
Exactly. That's a luxury that most places don't have. We do have a couple freshmen vying for positions. Joe Paris, in an article basically said that all those spots are open, so take your chance and get it. And a couple of these guys pitched in the Pony World Series last year, so we'll see what happens. But some really good talent there.
as Brett Vaccaro takes the ball, evens his count at 1-1 now. Vaccaro, the third baseman, and batting third. Again, from the right-handed side of the plate. A lot of righty-righty matchups today for Coral. His 1-1 delivery is swung out and missed. Two strikes, excuse me. And it is strike three. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Coral. He got one looking, one swinging, and a ground out to first. 1, 2, 3. Go the Tigers, and Chagrin falls. Coming up to pitch Fitch's bats right after this. YSNLive.com.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
For a great vehicle and a great experience, come to Boardman Mitsubishi today. As always, our full lineup of Mitsubishi models comes with a standard 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Boardman Mitsubishi, your hometown Mitsubishi dealer since 1999.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Welcome back, everybody. Ty Bartel, Mark Roth here in the play of Austintown Fitch and Chagrin Falls baseball. Falcons coming up to bat here in the bottom of the first. It's Drew Kashjak, the right fielder, that's going to be leading things off against pitcher Leo Fornera. In a righty-righty matchup, Kashjak takes a first pitch strike. If everything is correct, and I believe it is, Canfield is playing Fitch over at the softball field, and Fitch is the away team in that one. And if that is the case, it looks like the Lady Falcons currently up 1-0 on the other side. Both baseball and softball going on here at Fitch High School. So busy day and a beautiful day here at the ballpark. As second pitch strike on Kashjak, and he gets behind in the count now, 1-2.
Nice for the girls to get off to a 2-0 run in the AAC to get started.
Absolutely, no doubt. And I mean, swing and a miss there. Strike 3, first out there for Leo Fornera. And Kashjak retired by way of the K. Back on that softball team for the Lady Falcons. Just seeing Sydney Watts yesterday, freshman phenom, 19 Ks. Beautiful day at the ballpark yesterday as far as the sunshine was concerned. A little bit cold, but I mean, clear skies, and she pitched a beauty.
Day.
Yeah, pitched a beauty. As the boys now looking for much of the same luck. Biggest thing was they came away with a 7-0 victory. Falcons on the boys' side would love to do much of the same as Carson Fuller, today's second baseman, batting second. Lineup today, Drew Kashjak, Carson Fuller, Joe Roth, Brandon Popio, Mikey Shorentino, Dom Perry, Jake Coral, Brandon Stevenson, and Josh Lowe. Fuller fouls that one back, goes to 0-2. Defense around Fornero, catching Andrew Kirkpatrick over at first base, Sven Nielsen. Second base, Drew Mergenhagen. Over at short, Gavin Stevens. Third base, Brett Vaccaro. In left field, it is Nick Calabrese, Donnie Hardy in center, and Calvin Hill in right. As Fuller hits that one out towards left field, settling under it and making the catch that time is Calabrese to retire Carson Fuller on the flyout. 2 away.
Number 4, Joe Roth.
As Joe Roth, today's catcher and 3-hole hitter, coming up to bat from that left-handed side, lefty-righty matchup. If Roth is to reach, Brandon Popio, cleanup hitter, awaits in the on-deck circle. Roth taking first pitch strike. Nice pitch located at the knees by
right
Fornera.
out on the corner. Nice pitch.
Fornera working a little bit towards that right side of the rubber. We see some guys too, especially out of that from the pitching mound. They kind of play with where they set themselves up on the rubber. Some go wide out, some go kind of in, some go right from the middle too.
Yeah, you almost wonder if some of it's a tell where they're trying to, locate their pitch or not. But certain guys do a very good job of getting themselves in a good place.
Trying to time that one up there. A little bit early to it. 1-2 the count right now after the swinging strike. First time through the lineup, just trying to time these pitchers up. You expect some of the best from both lineups. Chagrin Falls obviously has a solid ball club as well, and Leo Fornera showcasing solid pitcher out there on the mound as well. 2-2 the count for Roth. 2-2 pitch, slapped out one, trying to get it through the second base hole, and able to do so, turning a corner, going for second, and that one goes into left field, gonna stop there. And I believe that might be 2 errors then, recorded on Chagrin Falls. Throwing error to first, throwing error to second. We saw this yesterday as well on the softball side of things. Canfield had a little trouble with errors in the beginning parts of the game, and hey, we all know beginning of the season too, they're still trying to get those opening game jitters out, and sometimes just can't make the throw.
Yeah, it's still early in the season. Got to get some of the cobwebs shaken off, and looks like they look like a solid defense though. Ball was well fielded.
A lot of teams in this part, you don't expect these teams to be anywhere near where they are now come tournament time. A lot of these teams get sharper as the season goes along, and they got to figure some things out. Brandon Popio, though, with an RBI opportunity as he takes a first pitch strike. Got it over on the plate, 0-1 to Popio. As Popio bats out of the right-handed box. Righty-righty in the matchup. He's also playing center field today for Fitch. Commanding that outfield. The 0-1 to him. Taking that one inside for a ball, 1-1. Trying to jam him up there.
Brandon Popio, one of the 6 seniors for the Falcons this year.
A lot of senior leadership, and pair it with some pretty good young talent too. It really allows Fitch to kind of try to continue building this program to be good, not just this year, but for some years to come. That one fouled off at the plate, so 1-2 the count now.
That never feels good at this time of year, that's for sure. Thank God it's not yesterday, because that would have taken a little longer for him to shake that off.
There's a couple balls hit yesterday that you felt bad. You thought they might have been out of the park any normal day, but that cold air
stood him right up. I watched that, yep.
Tough to cut through. Got to put a charge into it. Today you might see the ball actually move the way the wind is swirling too. However, as we know, this ballpark here, Richard L. Coppola Field, no joke as far as its size. Down the line's pretty long. You got right field, that's 313, a little bit easier to hit one over that fence than out there in left field.
You got on a left-handed batter has the best chance of poking one out of here, but I've seen some balls fly out of here.
As that one fought it off, tried to get it away, and that one falls in. Popio drops in what would be, you would think, a single, RBI single for him. And it's going to bring home Roth, and it's going to give Fitch the early 1-0 lead. As Popio took that one the other way, just fought it off and put it in a spot that was really tough to get to. You saw that right fielder closing in on it. You saw the second baseman trying to close in on it as well.
It was in that Bermuda Triangle where everybody closing in, but sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't.
First RBI and first run of the season for the Falcons has them with an early 1-0 advantage here in the bottom of the first. And with 2 down, Brandon Popio's at first. Coming up to bat, that's Mikey Fiorentino, batting 5th, playing shortstop today. 0-1 the count to start on him. So Jake Coral going to be having the lead to pitch with, coming out in the top of the second. Fornera, pitch And they tried to beat it towards second, and I don't think Popio was able to get there. At least that's what the ump is saying. By second base, tried to slide under it and said he was erased. Nice throw by the catcher, Kirkpatrick, and that's a name I feel like we've heard a lot, too, around that summer league, too.
Yeah, he's definitely a scene park guy, and he's also a pretty good hockey player in his own right. He was part of the Pony League World Series back when Joe played in, I think it was 2018, so, yeah, he's definitely a player.
Solid player. Picked off Popio there, but Fitch nevertheless does get the lead, 1-0 after the first. We go to the top of the second. Jake Coral coming back out right after this.
Hi, I'm Colin Chupa. And I'm Kelsey Clem from K-Squared Marketing. Our boutique marketing firm specializes in media planning and buying, public relations, event marketing strategies, and strategic sponsorships. We can integrate our services with your existing game plan, or we can be your entire marketing team. Your goals, our game plan. Let's win together. Call K-Squared Marketing at 330-623-27.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Welcome back, everybody. Top of the second inning. Jake Coral back out on the mound. 1-2-3. Top of the first for Chagrin Falls offensively. They look to get back out there. Catcher Andrew Kirkpatrick leads things off, batting fourth, and then Nick Calabrese and Calvin Hill due up this half inning.
Here's a guy that can definitely put a ball into the parking lot when he wants to, so make sure we stay down here.
Kirkpatrick, one that plays, you said, a lot at Bob Scene Park, too. We just saw him with a highlight reel play picking off Brandon Popio, too, from the catcher's position. Heck of an arm, too. Cannon 1-0 the count to him, the 1-0. That one outside. And trying to avoid anything middle of the plate right now is Jake Coral, just trying to keep it around the outsides to Kirkpatrick.
See if you can entice him into putting something in play he doesn't necessarily want to.
Batting from the left-handed side. And like we said, 313 out there in right field. So it's probably one of the shortest points. I think it is the shortest point in the ballpark.
Absolutely.
And that one located well by Coral. Got him to foul it off. 2-1 now the count.
He's going to have to pull it if he wants to hit it. Everything is outside, outside, outside.
Fitch not putting any kind of shift, though, playing it straight up. Of course, with a hitter of his ability, though, he has the ability to slap it away, too, and he could take it the other way. And the 2-1 is hit towards short. Third baseman fields it, though. That's Lowe, who throws it across the diamond and gets the out. Nice throw by Josh Lowe, recording out number 1 here in the top of the second.
23, Nick Calabrese.
Took a bouncer between short and third. Lowe was the one that called it, and a nice throw, too, just beating out Kirkpatrick.
Yeah, he got that outside pitch and rolled over on it right to the third baseman. That's exactly, he kind of played into his hand, so good job.
Perfect weather, too, for someone of Coral's stature, too, that pitches a lot of control pitching, too, able to feel the seams, you would feel like, too, with this kind of weather, where yesterday, too, might not have been the case with how cold it was, too. When you can't start feeling those seams, too, it becomes a lot harder if you don't have some mustard behind that fastball to start locating your pitches as properly as you might want to.
Yeah, whether it's really hot and it's sweaty and you can't get those laces, or cold and it's slippery, struggle with that control sometimes.
0-1 pitch now, 1-1. After the ball taken by Nick Calabrese, left fielder today. Bats out of the right-handed side. Calabrese with the 1-1 count. Coral gets his call from Roth. Pitch nicely located. Strike, and it gets Calabrese behind in the count now, 1-2. And big thing, at least through the first 5 batters, it seems like Coral not really falling behind too many of them. Kirkpatrick, I think, was the first one, but he got back in that count pretty even.
Yeah, we'll see if he becomes patient on his next at bat and makes him come into his kitchen.
As that one trying to fight it off, and it goes foul first base side. We'll do it again. Out 1-2. Calvin Hill awaits in the on-deck circle. As full day at the ballpark, too. As Fitch scheduled to play again tomorrow, too, against the local rival Poland Bulldogs, welcoming him here. As Fitch actually welcoming in quite a few teams to this beautiful ballpark. And when you have what you call Turf City, too, and Turfville, as that one again grounded to third. Josh Lowe trying to go 2 for 2 in plays, and he gets another one. Cross the diamond, and testing the third baseman here is the Tigers. And both tests have been succeeded so far by Lowe.
Number 12, Calvin Hill.
It's a good location on these pitches, and they're rolling over on a lot of these pitches, and not soft contact, not getting too much barrel to the ball. That's for sure.
That's what Coral is, like you said too, Mark. I mean, that's his strength. That's his pitching strength. He's looking to really locate the ball. He's looking to get you to roll over on a lot of those pitches, and you saw 2 times in a row now. Pounded it right in the dirt, third base side. Seeing held up, and he did hold up, and this is Calvin Hill, batting from the right-handed side. He is today's right fielder for the Tigers. 1-0 the count for him. Enticed him enough, but he held up his swing. But it's those low pitches, too. Pitches that start in the zone, break low and away, or break just low in general below those knees. And if he's living in that lower third portion of the zone, you're going to see what we've been seeing. A lot of those grounders either chopped to third, chopped to first, or just chopped around the infielder. So infielders be ready.
You don't have to throw 90. You throw consistently in your good spots. That's something for kids to really dig in on.
As that one is located well. And another batter for the Tigers falling behind a Coral 1-2. 2 down, nobody on. The 1-2 delivery. That one chopped back, and he caught a piece of that. Do it again at 1-2. As very tough conference that the Falcons going to compete into. We already know the likes of which Canfield brings back talent-wise, but we know Boardman, Howland, always good baseball programs, and Harding as well. One of the better conferences, I would say, in upper division baseball in the local area. As Coral had a first pitch that got a charge put into it, and Calvin Hill hit that one out to left field. He stops at first, and first pitch that we've seen out of the first 6 batters that got really squared up, and just missed his spot. You think that one was just a little bit higher than he might have wanted
he
it.
hung that just a little bit, and he did a good job of putting barrel to the ball, stayed back and drove it nice.
So looking for some 2-out offensive runs here is the Tigers as they get a 2-out single by Calvin Hill. The DH today, Andrew Bazone from the left-handed side. Going to bat today now against Coral. First time up against the right-hander.
Modestly to first base. Don't look like they're taking off.
First pitch strike by Coral as the tying run does sit on first now. Go-ahead run at the plate as Fitch able to take that 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. Coral trying to get him back out onto the field offensively. Nice location on that second pitch delivery for a strike. 0-2 quickly to Bazone. As Coral not messing around, consistently getting a lot of guys in this lineup down, either 0-2, 1-2 in the count, and pitching from ahead. I don't think any coach is going to complain about that.
No. I mean, the good part is, he's hitting his spots. He's not blowing guys away, but, you consistently do that, and really that's a dream for most pitching coaches.
Good miss, though, by Coral. 1-2 the count. Has kept it close. Even his misses, I mean, that's what you classify as a good miss. Even his misses are around the zone, too, and just trying to get guys to chase a few inches off the plate, too, can make all the difference. And if they're chasing your pitches, makes him that much better on the mound. As the 1-2 runner is going. Ball is outside. 2-2 the count, and that one couldn't be fielded by Shorentino. Not sure if he got leather on that. He might have too, but quick speed on the bases that time by Calvin Hill. He works himself into scoring position and now gives the Tigers a chance with a single to tie this ball game up.
Yeah, it's a good pitch to steal on.
Good read by him. He now awaits that second, does Calvin Hill. Bazone now with a chance for the RBI. 2-2 the count to him, 2 down. Bazone chops it, first base side, foul. And we'll do it again at 2-2.
Doing a good job of keeping himself alive.
Having a really good at-bat against Coral here. And probably, I think, the most pitches that any one of these guys in this lineup has seen. Joe Roth going to go out to have a talk with Coral now. If Bazone is to reach, Drew Mergenhagen awaits in that on-deck circle. Conversation had as Coral ready to step back out on the mound. Looking for one pitch, really, to get himself out of this inning. But a little bit of pressure here on the bases. First time today that Coral's had to face it after a clean 1-2-3 first.
Looks like they're keeping him a little close to second base.
Coral is ready. His delivery, and that one swung out and missed. Strikeout number 3 for the right-hander. His second one swinging of the day. As the Tigers leave a runner stranded at second, and Fitch maintains the 1-0 advantage. We go to the bottom of the second. Don't go anywhere. Be back. Ty Bartell, Mark Roth. Austintown Fitch Baseball, ysnlive.com. Be back right after this.
Mill Creek Metro Parks invites you to join them for a second season of Youth Deck Hockey, July 16th through August 27th. 8, 11, 14, and 17U players. Register now for 6 Saturday games and 1 scheduled practice each week at the Wick Recreation Area. Registration for the Adult League is also now being accepted. Sign up now and don't miss your chance to play deck hockey. Call today or visit millcreekmetroparks.org.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
This tax season is the perfect time for you to turn your tax refund into a vehicle at Greenwood Chevrolet. I'm Tracy, and I will be with you every step of the way. This tax season, don't miss out on the car you want and the worry-free experience you deserve.
Welcome back, everybody. Bottom of the second inning now. Fitch back up to bat. It is 5, 6, 7 in the Falcons order. Mikey Shortino, Dom Perry, and Jake Coral. As Shortino was at the plate to end the last inning, and his first pitch swinging hits it to the shortstop and thrown out for out number 1 as Gavin Stevens able to make the fielding play and throw out Mikey Shortino for a quick 1-pitch, 1-out retirement. As Dom Perry, left fielder today, comes up, right-hander. As Leo Fornera pitched a pretty good first inning.
He's one of those group of talented sophomore here at Fitch.
There's a lot of young talent on this Falcons squad, and we're seeing a lot of the younger talent, sophomores, freshmen that are coming up and really developing themselves and making names for themselves here in the school district and in the conference, and just local names too. We saw guys like Carter Owens on the basketball side, girls like Ayla Ray, girls like what we said Sydney Watts as well, and then of course you talk about guys like Dom Perry too. A lot of young talent too through Austintown, and that's what you love to see. Is just that's saying something about the youth programs here.
Absolutely, competing for a spot right from the get-go. You can't beat that.
As a 1-2 pitch now, delivery to Perry, and a swing and a miss there as Fornera looking strong this bottom of the second inning in 5 pitches, getting 2 quick outs. Now we're going to go pitcher-pitcher matchup in Jake Coral. Coral getting his first looks today at Fornera. And first pitch outside, ball one.
Seems like we have a lot of guys just trying to find their way, you know, little jitters in that box, just trying to make big contact and just settle in on that next at bat. Hopefully, it's a good pitch right there for a strike.
As 1-1 going to be the count now. What are you kind of saying to guys, too, especially your younger guys, freshmen, sophomores, getting their first real varsity opening day? What are you kind of telling them, too, about dealing with their emotions and dealing with those nerves on an opening day?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're 14 going against some 18-year-old guys sometimes, and it's, you know, it's an eye-opening experience. But, you know, first of all, they're on the field for a reason. They've somewhere along the line, they've proven the effect that, you know, they can get there. So just live in the moment. Do what you've done to get you there, and, you know, study the game. If something happened on that first at bat, you want to change it and make sure that you're, you know, being an active part of getting better every at bat.
As the 2-2 pitch to Coral is fouled away, so we'll do it again at 2-2. Coral having himself a pretty nice at-bat here and preventing Leo Fornera from having a very quick inning here. Now stretching that pitch count out a little bit, at least in this bottom of the second. As again with the 2-2 to Coral, Coral again fouls it off and forcing Fornera to make at least one more pitch.
Little things like this, you know, high pitched bats, they're gigantic in a pitcher's duel game. Anything you can do to extend that at bat is a great win.
Especially in a first at bat where you can kind of time things up here. You kind of get that swing, you get the feeling, the rhythm, and a nice take again by Coral. Realizing where that strike zone is and realizing what the strike zone is for this particular home plate umpire too. Not really giving a whole lot up high, as that's two pitches now taken for a ball, and Coral's worked the count full. And the full count pitch, though, is swung out and missed, and nice pitch that time by Fornera. 1-2-3 for the first time. Go the Falcons in the bottom of the second. They maintain their 1-0 advantage. Coral comes back out on the mound. Falcons defense takes the field. We're coming up, Chagrin Falls and Tigers offense right after this.
The environment in the hospital can be very intense for a patient. Being able to put a smile on their face brightens up my day. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is nursing. What I love about studying nursing is that it takes you out of the classroom and into the lab. It's really hands-on. The professors here push you to be your absolute best, so if you want it, you gotta work hard for it. I am so excited about my future. I'm Shantiana and I am why I'm proud.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
This tax season is the perfect time for you to turn your tax refund into a vehicle at Greenwood Chevrolet. I'm Tracy, and I will be with you every step of the way. This tax...
Number 6.
Welcome back, everybody. It is now the top of the third inning here on YSNLive.com between the Austintown Fitch Falcons and Chagrin Falls Tigers. Fitch up 1-0. It's Drew Mergenhagen, Gavin Stevens, then the top of the order, Donnie Hardy, due up in this top half of the third for the Tigers. Jake Coral still out on the mound, 2 innings of work, no earned runs given up, just 1 hit. His first pitch is tipped into the glove of Roth for a strike, 0-1 to start. As Coral and Fornera, we both said kind of expecting a pitcher's duel here, and it looks to be such in these first two innings. Both guys really locating their pitches well, having some good speed too. Nothing that's going to blow you away, I should say, but good speed nonetheless, and
Yeah,
just
and they're hitting their spots. I mean, that's
location.
That's what makes the difference.
1-1 the count now as Coral. That 1-1 pitch misses, and 2-1. As Drew Mergenhagen from the right-handed side, first at bat today for Coral, like we said, 8-9-1. He chops that one right back up. Nice fielding play by Coral, who tosses it over to first, and completing the play, Brandon Stevenson for the out, number 1 here in this top of the third.
Nice stab at the ball there.
As knowing he's a fielder once he releases that ball too, as Jake Coral makes a good play. As you said, nice stab at the ball. Grabbed it before it reached any further and was able to record the first out. Switching it around to that left-handed side, Gavin Stevens rounds things up, number 9 hitter, and the shortstop today for the Tigers. First pitch has him swinging, and it is a 0-1 count. As Coral's 0-1 delivery. Oh, nice location by
him right there.
By Coral. That was inside out, it looked like. He brought that into the lefty. 0-2 now. Commanding the zone well and keeping the pitch count lower, both pitchers in this game right now. And that's why we're expecting that duel, as both these guys looking like they could go a long time with the way they're throwing right now. That one chopped towards second, fielded there, gloved, thrown to first, and Stevenson records the out there. Nice throw by the second baseman, Carson Fuller. And that records out number 2. Being a contact pitcher by the way that Jake Coral is, you got to trust those guys, especially on the infield with the way that he throws the ball a lot of the times lower in the zone. Nice plays we've seen by Lowe over at third, and another nice one there, this time by second baseman Fuller.
Yeah, clean so far. Doing a great job.
Back to the top of the order in Donnie Hardy. As first pitch, swinging for him, he fouls it away, 0-1. Now the second time through the order, second trip through the order for Coral. Going to be interesting to see which Tigers make adjustments here in their second at-bats versus the right-hander.
Yeah, Mr. Hardy was the victim of a called third strike watching. Looks like he's up there hacking right away. He's not going to fall victim to that again, it appears.
Aggressive first pitch swinging. As Coral already with 2 down here. And the 0-1 pitch, that one is chopped over the shortstop Fiorentino's head that time and into left field for a base hit. Just the second one given up today by Jake Coral. And Donnie Hardy gets a 2-out single. Both times, though, base hit did come with 2 outs, too. So not allowing really a lot of early inning rallies here. And with 2 outs again, pitcher-pitcher matchup, Leo Fornera has a chance to keep things rolling for the Tigers now in the top of the third. First pitch to Fornera is low.
Pretty good lead over first base, too.
1-0 the count. Hardy takes his lead at first. Coral comes set. The 1-0 to Fornera. Fornera now chops that one to center. Popio able to cut it off, but that one falls in, and a couple of 2-out singles now for the Tigers. Has a runner in scoring position and has the game-leading run on first now.
Number 2, Brett Vaccaro.
So tying run at second, go-ahead run at first, and Brett Vaccaro coming to the plate with 2 down here in the top of the third. Excuse me.
Chagrin Falls doing a good job of hunting their pitches this time around.
Getting a lot more aggressive swinging, and that's 2 hits, 2 for 2 in the second trip through the order against Coral. And that first pitch thrown right back to Coral. That was designed there. Joe Roth comes popping up quickly and tosses that back to Coral. I think so. As believe ball 1-0 the count for Brett Vaccaro. Out of that right-handed side of the plate, game-tying run at second. The 1-0 falls low, and Coral now falls behind 2-0. The three-hole hitter in Vaccaro. If Vaccaro is to reach, big bat in Andrew Kirkpatrick awaits in the on-deck circle.
No doubt.
As pickoff attempt towards second, keeping Donnie Hardy close at the bag that time is Fiorentino. 2-0 the count at the plate.
Jake slowing it down a little bit, trying to regroup after those two hits.
Looking to get back into the zone after falling behind 2-0. Vaccaro can try to pick something he likes out. Nice location for a strike to get himself back into the count for Coral. 2-1 now. Game rolling by pretty quickly. 40 minutes in. We're already almost through the top of the third. It's what happens when you get pitchers that are mowing guys down pretty quickly. This is actually one of the more laboring innings, half innings I think we've seen from either guy right now. And the 2-1-0 time is called on the batter's side of things. Brett Vaccaro calling time before pitch is delivered.
Yeah, doing a good job dancing around out on the bases, getting Jake's attention, and just get him out of his mindset.
As Coral, 2-1 delivery, fought it off to first. Stevenson fields it, just going to take it himself, tag the bag, and record out number 3. Jake Coral gets out of the third inning jam and keeps the lead with the Falcons. 1-0 Fitch. We go to the bottom of the third. Be back right after this.
Mill Creek Metro Parks is launching its first ever co-ed youth NFL Flag Football League May 14th through June 18th. Registration is now open for 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12U players. All games will be played Saturdays at the Wick Recreation Area. Sign up today and don't miss out on a chance to be part of this surging American youth sport. Backed by NFL Flag Football. Call or register today at millcreekmetroparks.org.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Welcome back, everybody. Bottom of the third inning now as Falcons coming up to bat, 8-9, and then back to the top. Brandon Stevenson, Josh Lowe, and then Drew Kashchak due up for the Falcons here in the bottom of the third. Over at the softball field, still 1-0. Looks like bottom of the fourth. Canfield, the home team, even though they're playing at Fitch. Lady Falcons leading, though. Cardinals 1-0 in that one. As both of these teams due up to be in action tomorrow as Fitch Falcons baseball squad due up to play Poland, the softball team to play Chardon. As Fornera, the 0-1 pitch to Stevenson, taken for a ball, 1-1. Stevenson's first at bat here against Fornera.
Fornera's doing a good job moving the ball around and keeping guys guessing.
As fouled off there. Again, getting a batter to fall behind. 1-2 now. And pitchers, too. If you could get out of the box and have hot starts in the beginning of the season, that's where you see a lot of those guys that get to named all those the all-state teams and such. Strike out there, another one by Fornera retires the first one in Stevenson here. But we see a lot of those guys, too. If you could get it done early in the season and then just keep progressing through late in the season, those are the guys that make the all-state teams and honorable mentions and all those.
Right. Call conference teams.
It's so hard to get out and start playing good out of the box early as a pitcher, too. It usually takes a week or two to figure things out. So if you could come out first starts pitching like both these guys are, both Coro and Fornera, what more can you ask for? First pitch strike now to low.
You'll take a start like this for either pitcher so far without blinking an eye.
And a lot of it too. I mean, hitters, it takes some time to kind of get that rhythm. As you know as well as I do, you could scrimmage as much as you want. You could take as many bats off of pitching machine or live pitching as you want. It doesn't simulate games until you actually get out there.
Game speed, and there's different combatants that you're facing during that process too. And some guys playing basketball coming into baseball season don't have much of an ability to even get warmed up or get started. So you got some guys coming in fresh when other guys are doing some winter workout stuff. So it's great to see that these guys are pretty fine-tuned already.
As Josh Lowe with a nice hit out towards center, but settling under it and making the catch that time for Chagrin Falls is Donnie Hardy. Nice contact, though, by Lowe, and he's probably had one of the more solid hits on the day, too. We go back to the top, though, and Drew Kashchak, and now it's going to be Fitch's second time seeing Fornera, going through the through the lineup the second time around, I should say.
See if Drew can settle in here and pick up something.
Has brought out that breaking ball, but couldn't locate it. Just a bit inside, it looked like, for a ball, 1-0.
He's not missing by much. That was a pretty nice pitch.
As usually in the regular season, you're looking to just face some of the best teams, but in reality, a lot of it is you want to just see some of the best pitching that you can see, too, before the tournament.
Right. Out-of-conference games, if you don't run the hardest schedule you can, you're really not doing yourself any justice.
Swing and a miss. Went ahead in the count 2-0, brings it up 2-1. It's a good swing there by Kashchak after working himself ahead, trying to get some hard contact and square the ball up. Not many have against Fornera here. Comes right back, though, with the strike, and doesn't stay down in the count long, does Fornera, as he evens it up.
He's dotting the I. I mean, he's got some pinpoint control when he really needs to have it.
2-2, swung out and missed, and another strikeout as Fornera and Coral. The chess match on the mound continues. We send it back to the top of the fourth inning. 1-0 Fitch still leading it. Top of the fourth coming up. Jake Coral coming back out on the mound. Falcons to take the defense. Chagrin Falls line up after this.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsurancesolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
This tax season is the perfect time for you to turn your tax refund into a vehicle at Greenwood Chevrolet. I'm Tracy, and I will be with you every step of the way. This tax season, don't miss out on the car you want and the worry-free experience you deserve.
Welcome back, everybody. Top of the fourth inning coming up. It is 4-5-6 due up in the Chagrin Falls Tigers lineup. Andrew Kirkpatrick, Nick Calabrese, Calvin Hill all getting their second at-bats against Jake Coral, who's worked 3 scoreless innings to this point, only given up 3 base hits, no walks on the game to this point, and just really pitching a fine performance, as well as on the other side, Leo Fornera had given up that 1 run, but I believe it's an unearned run as well with the 2 errors.
I would believe so, yeah.
So, unearned run by Fornera. Fitch got that one in the bottom of the first after a 2-base error by the Tigers, and Brandon Popio able to bring home Joe Roth for the first and only score of the game in this one. Meat of the lineup, though, and Big Bopper in the bats, and Andrew Kirkpatrick from the left-handed side coming up to face Coral, I should say, in his second time. Kirkpatrick grounded out to third his first time up as he went swinging away on his first pitch. 0-1 to start. Coral avoided the zone there.
Pitchers are doing their job today.
It's nice weather like this. We talked about not too sweaty, or you could feel your fingers too. You feel the fingertips. It's a great day for pitchers, and actually not a terrible day for hitters. You got the overcast you kind of have to deal with too if you're in the field of play, but no shadows or anything you have to deal with.
Yeah, ball seems to be jumping.
That was the issue you figure too. On top of the fact that Sidney Watts was throwing heat yesterday for Canfield, or for Fitch against Canfield, had to deal with those shadows with that sunshine too, and that's always hard watching that ball.
Light into dark, especially when you're facing a rise ball in the high 60s. That can't be fun.
As Coral has Kirkpatrick down in the count, 1-2. Swing and a miss and a big strikeout of Kirkpatrick, and Coral. Strong start to the fourth, another K for him, and 1 down here at the top. Game now tied 1 apiece for Canfield and Fitch softball, as it looks like, I believe they're still in the bottom of the fourth, no, top of the fifth now. Nick Calabrese for the Chagrin Falls Tigers steps into the plate with 1 down against Coral, his second at-bat against the right-hander. Tried to hold up the swing there, but home plate ump says he crossed the plate. 0-1 to start.
We fourth inning.
Yeah. As what a play out there. Josh Lowe again. As that was a liner to third by Calabrese, and Josh Lowe playing a heck of a job at third base. He's already made a couple of throws across the diamond, that time on a line straight to the leather. Josh Lowe records out number 2. Bringing up now Calvin Hill, the right fielder. Batting from the right-handed side, he takes the first pitch, ball 1-0 against Coral. Already 2 quick outs here in the top of the fourth inning. Coral's 1-0 delivery. That one found the zone for a strike, 1-1.
Might have been the same pitch.
It looked pretty similar spot. That's a 50-50 one, truly. As the 1-1 delivery from Coral, and had him caught up in that in-between area, it looked like, for Calvin Hill, as he couldn't hold up. Strike 2 called anyway. 1-2. Coral gets another batter to fall behind. The 1-2 delivery, fighting it off, is Hill, and he'll live to see another pitch. Pills to reach, Andrew Bazone. Left-handed hitter awaits in the on-deck circle. Trying to get it to the bottom of the fourth and get the Falcons' offense back out on the field. As the 1-2 delivery from Coral tried to paint the outside corner, and he did. What a strikeout by Coral. He is feeling himself today, hitting his spots with consistency. Another scoreless frame by him. We have 4 in the books for the Falcons side. Falcons bats, though, coming up bottom of the fourth right after this.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
From on the road
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
Welcome back, everybody. Bottom of the fourth inning, and Falcons bats coming up. It's going to be middle of the order. 2-3-4. Carson Fuller, Joe Roth, Brandon Popio due up against Leo Fornera. 4 innings pitched by Coral. Looking to send it to Fornera to see if he could get the 4th frame under his belt as well. Both pitchers pitching extraordinarily well, both contact-type pitchers, and not even allowing a whole lot of contact at that today. Carson Fuller looking to take his second hacks against Fornera here. Trying to get something started for Fitch. First pitch delivery looked like he tried to go something off speed, but didn't break as it lived up in the zone, 1-0.
If he just held on to that just a little too long, or the arm slot was just up too high.
It's that 1-0 delivery. Looked like he might have went back to it.
Figured it out.
Has got a strike over that time on Fuller, even to count up at 1 apiece. Fuller taking all the way on that 1-1 delivery and over the head of the catcher Kirkpatrick for a ball to the backstop, 2-1. Very clean game of baseball on both sides, with the exception of that first inning. There's some errors by Chagrin Falls, but ever since that, it's been clean baseball all the way around. Holding up
Good
there.
hold.
Great at-bat to start for Carson Fuller. And you saw Coach Joe Paris huddled up with his guys there in between these innings going into this bottom of the fourth. And got to figure that conversation's about the offense, needing some runs with how great Coral's pitching. Need to try to get some run support. That one's fouled off to the right side and out of play. And it's going to bring the count full now for Fuller. You talked about it, Mark, though, just going deeper in counts and how important that's going to play, especially second time around now, seeing more pitches, just allowing these guys to try to time up Fornera.
Yeah, if you can get some of these guys, get some of these pitchers down some pitches, maybe get some new blood on the mound, that's definitely something you want to get. That was a nice stop by the pitcher.
Missed grab, but able to stay composed, bare hands it and throws it over to first to complete the out. Fornera fields the position well. Good at bat for Fuller. Drew it full, but couldn't do anything with it. Out number 1 for Fornera. As Joe Roth up now with 1 away. Only lefty and a right-handed hitting heavy lineup. 3 lefties on the other side for Chagrin Falls to mix things up. As first pitch, ball up high, 1-0.
He's got some decent speed to him too. He's not just an off-speed guy and hitting his spots. He has a little bit of giddy up on that fastball.
And able to locate it in the zone for a strike, 1-1 now. Roth was able to force some errors in that first and ended up all the way to third. Brandon Popio brought him home for the only run we've seen scored in this one today. As Roth now behind, 1-2 in the count.
Getting a little anxious against these guys.
Looking to get some runs right now, and when neither team is scoring, kind of puts these pitchers on edge, especially as the game gets deeper, but it also puts the hitters in a position where, like you said, they get a little bit anxious. They feel like they need to do a little bit more too, trying to do it all themselves instead of just playing baseball, as you would say.
You're basically into the 4th inning of a 7-inning game. You feel like time is of the essence. It's time to get moving.
As that 1-2 chopped back to the fence.
Just missed that one.
Do it again at 1-2. Credit to both pitchers, though, keeping the pitch counts down Nothing really too wild outside the zone. We haven't seen too many pitches wildly miss their spots. And if they are missing their spots, it's not by much, as both these guys, both Fornera and Coral, having phenomenal control. As that one inside for a ball. Joe Roth evens the count up at 2 apiece now. As both defenses really not shifting a whole lot.
Yeah, they're playing everybody straight up.
It seems like it too. Second baseman giving Joe a couple steps there on the cut of the grass, but other than that, not too much of a shift we're seeing for any of the batters really on either side.
It's another quality at bat so far, guys, trying to get some pitch count underneath these guys.
As time called by Roth, as count is full, as another back-to-back full counts worked against Fornera. And if anything, you're working that pitch count, and that's at least doing something. The full count offer, and that one is fought off towards right center. That one's going to drop in for a base hit, and a nice at-bat to get on base and kind of just break up the rhythm that Fornera was in now, forcing him to come out of the stretch now and go up against Brandon Popio, who already has the only other hit against against Chagrin Falls, and an RBI single that brought Joe Roth home in the first.
Well, we'll see if Fitch can do what Chagrin Falls did and tied a couple together to get things going.
Roth is at first. Popio at the plate. One down here, bottom of the fourth. As Popio taking that ball up high, 1-0. And we saw Coral a couple innings ago have his first real inning where he had to labor through, throw a lot of pitches. Starting to come down to another inning like that for Fornera. Throw back over to first. In there safely is Roth.
Sometimes it's good to just get that pitcher moving, get him out of his rhythm, make him do some stuff that he's not had to do. See if we can get in there and throw and, just put a little extra pressure on him.
Forcing him to come out of the stretch right now, too. Fornera locates a dart on the inside for a strike.
Not much you're doing with that pitch, even if you do get barrel on it.
Nicely located, and that's where he's been able to get himself out of a lot of at-bats by just throwing. He's locating when he needs to in important pitches, and that's another example of it there. Got back even in the count. That's a quick pickoff move. Joe back in there safely. Kind of lulled you to sleep with his first pickoff attempt. Didn't look as quick, and then brought the heat that time.
Well, that's the deal. You never show your best the first time.
Back set, 1-1 the count. The delivery to Popio. Brought off speed up high. Trying to see if Joe would bite you think, on the steal attempt at first with the off speed. Up in the zone, trying to give that cannon of an arm that Kirkpatrick has behind the plate a chance.
Yes. Cat and mouse game going on both sides now.
2-1. Delivery to Popio. Popio holds up, but it's a strike that's in there. Count evens at 2.
This might be the pitch.
This is 1-2. You get a chance to look at it. See if he challenges here or tries to get Popio to chase. One down. You'd love to get him to try to roll over. Look for a double play. Pickoff attempt again. And again in there safely is Roth.
Yeah, you risk to strike him out, throw him out too on a, if he holds him good at first base, you always have the risk of that.
2-2 delivery again to Popio. Takes all the way, and strike 3 called on the outside edge. So Popio gets Fornera, I should say, the first time around. Second time around, Fornera gets his revenge with a strikeout. It is an ever-important second out now in the bottom of the fourth, but it gives Mikey Shortino a chance to keep the inning alive and maybe tack on some more insurance runs for the Falcons as this game starts winding down.
He's doing a good job on the mound. He's keeping guys off balance, and he's definitely fighting his way through the lineup.
Composure of both Coral and Fornera is one thing that I think deserves a lot of credit and compliments right now, as when they got guys on base that neither of them have really panicked, and the few guys that they have had on base and in scoring position, they've dealt with it, they've composed themselves, and they've made great pitches down the stretch when needed.
And a big call out, this being the first game of the season. I mean, they look like they're mid-season ready. I mean, great job by both of these young men so far.
Great job by both programs getting these guys ready for the season, too. And you got to figure, too, I mean, games were supposed to start as early as last Saturday, too. These clubs were probably just itching to get some games under their belt.
Everybody's been aching to get out there, that's for sure.
As 1-0, the count to Shortino is fouled back to the netting, extended over top of the actual metal chain link fence, as we'll do it at 1-1.
I don't think anybody expected the amount of snow that we got over those last couple of days, and even having turf, you know, that in the cold weather, sometimes you can have the best place to play and still not be able to get out there on the field.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to figure, too, that the turf field is one thing that we're seeing a lot of ball clubs and places start to adapt to using, just because the amount of games you're able to play with a full turf field. And we've had these discussions on Running Point as wild pitch, it looks like, or pass ball, I should say. Allows Roth to get to second and gives a opportunity at 2-1 for Mikey Shortino. But these turf fields, it comes down to it. We see fields like Scene Park that are able to take care of those all grass fields, but if you're not able to do it, it just makes things a lot easier too. You don't have to tend to it as much too, and you can get a lot of games in on a turf field.
Being a high school, you know, not too many high schools have the grounds crew that Scene Park does, and God bless Scene Park for the wonderful job that they do, you know, keeping that place maintained. But that's a full-time crew going to work at that, you know, being on a on-campus baseball field. A lot of, you know, school systems don't have that dedicated staff to be able to do it, and really turf is kind of set it and forget it. You know, you'll be playing tomorrow as long as there's not, you know, 6 inches of snow or something on there, you know, limiting your availability to get on that turf.
2-2 delivery to Shortino. He fights it off. First base side, goes out to right field and out of play. As you coined it Turfville, honestly, earlier, Mark, and I mean, it's the truth. You see the soccer field, the softball, the baseball, the football field, all of it becomes turf, but like you said, it's just kind of lay it and don't worry about it after that.
Even the off-season revenue that it can produce for, you know, there's a lot of tournaments held here during the summertime, and, you know, it really gets to the point where it starts paying for itself, and, you know, at a certain point, I'm sure it starts paying for its replacement, you know, the next, you know, amount of turf that needs put down. So, you know, it's definitely an investment to begin with, but, you know, thank God for Austintown schools that, you know, have really invested in their sports, and it's been a great place for our kids to be able to really take advantage of these kind of fields.
We've seen districts and trying to get regionals over on the softball side, too, with that field, and be an awesome thing to see. How about this at bat from Mikey Shortino to work at a walk? After being down in the count, worked it full and worked the walk now. And that just adds to the pitch count and adds a little bit more to what Leo Fornero needs to do now here in this bottom of the fourth. As Dom Perry, with one of the bigger opportunities in this ball game to give his team some insurance runs. Runners at first and second, 2 down now for the right-hander.
Yeah, playing back, you almost wonder if there's an opportunity, even with 2 outs, a little opportunity to play small ball if possible.
Not holding at first, so both lines are open too if they're able to run it down. As first pitch strike, though, and an ever important first pitch strike for Fornero to get ahead in the count, 0-1.
I'd have to go back and look at my book, but you know, these guys have both been darting those first pitch strikes, and you know that's huge from a standpoint of pitching ahead and you know really setting the table for what you want to do with that his next couple pitches.
Swing and a miss that time by Perry. Trying to do something with that pitch, and that time Fornero just got it to go low and away. It looks like just missed the bat, found the hole in the swing. 0-2 now. As Fornero gets the call from Kirkpatrick, comes set. Checks off at second, the 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, went up with some high heat. And he got himself out of trouble yet again. 4 in the books, still just a 1-0 Fitch lead. We go to the top of the 5th right after this.
60 years ago,
Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods began with 3 siblings, a hand-set sawmill, and a few local orders. And while business has certainly changed over the years, what has not are our principles of hard work, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. At Baird Brothers, we're proud to put our name on the products we create, from moldings and doors to flooring and lumber. Thank you for 60 great years. We look forward to 60 more. Baird Brothers, for the place you love.
You can see these players get to know these names, get to know these coaches at a more personal level than truly you ever did before. And I think YSN has been a big influential factor in bringing us that level of personal connection that we haven't seen any other company truly be able to do. If my legacy goes down as being the voice of the Austintown Fitch Falcons, I can hang my hat on that and be proud of it at the end of the day. My name is Ty Bartell, and my sports network is your sports network.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
This tax season is the perfect time for you to turn your tax refund into a vehicle at Greenwood Chevrolet. I'm Tracy, and I will be with you every step of the way. This tax season, don't miss out on the car you want and the worry-free experience you deserve.
Welcome back, everybody. Top of the 5th inning, and this pitcher's duel continues. Jake Coral back out on the mound, 1-0 Falcons. 7, 8, 9 due up for Chagrin Falls. Andrew Bazone, Drew Mergenhagen, Gavin Stevens. Left, right, left due up for the right-hander, Coral, as he delivers a first pitch strike right there at the knees. And you see the frustrations taking over, too, on Bazone, wanting that pitch back, as allowing Coral to get another first pitch strike over at him, looking.
These guys are doing a great job setting that table with that first pitch.
Tried to bring it inside that time. Couldn't get him to chase. He takes there, 1-1. As both teams really, I don't even think have had any action in the bullpen at either time, too. No guys ever warming up or getting loose. We've seen to this point, I think they both have kept their pitch counts relatively down, too.
Yeah.
Not too many laboring innings, as 1-2 the count for Bazone.
I don't think there's been one substitution either in the game, so it's
clean game of baseball. Right back to Coral. Another nice field as he does the underhand toss to Stevenson to complete the out number 1 here in the top of the 5th.
Drew Mergenhagen.
Both pitchers on top of just pitching a really good game, fielding their position really well. As a couple of comebackers for both of them that they've been able to deal with and field as needed for their teams. Drew Mergenhagen turns it back over to the right-handed side of the plate. Righty-righty matchup here with 1 down.
His last at bat took him right back to Coral as well.
As Mergenhagen tried to hold up there, but found the zone for the strike, 0-1. Into the turf for a ball, 1-1 now. As Coral mixing in fair amount of misses, but good misses at that too, keeping these hitters off balance the entire game. Allowing no runs at this point, only a handful of hits. That one chopped into the glove, 1-2 now.
Doing a good job of mixing up, not only playing, planes up and down, right and left. He's kind of jammed a couple guys and, lived on the corners. He's done a pretty good job today of staying out of the hit zone. A couple guys put some good swings on a couple well-pitched balls.
Another good miss there, trying to set up. If he didn't hit his spot, 2-2 the count now on Mergenhagen. As trying to get through the order the second time around. And that one is chipped into the glove for strike number 3. Another strikeout for Coral, and not a strikeout pitcher by trade, but he's getting quite a few of them today. And just getting guys to chase his pitches all game long. Another one there. 2 down now in the top of the 5th. Gavin Stevens coming up.
Last at bat, he went to second base. See if Coral stays on the inside on him again.
As if he's able to reach back to the top, and Donnie Hardy awaits on the on-deck circle. The 0-0 delivery and another first pitch dart in the lower third of the zone for a strike. 0-1 to start.
Can't stress the importance of the old first pitch strike.
Doing a great job, too. I mean, just composed, too. And this is what you look for out of your upperclassmen, your senior leaders, too. And, I mean, if you want a kind of foundation, the standard of what you want out of a pitcher here at Austintown, or even Chagrin Falls, too. You look at the guys that are on the mound today, well composed, not letting their emotions take over at any time. They've been in trouble a couple of times, too, but dealing with those laboring innings, too, and not letting them get out of hand. And both have done a great job of that today. And both offenses doing a good job of just trying to figure out the pitchers as well, time them up. Offense is one of those things we always see come around a little bit later. Not too many guys get out of the season too hot on offense. So that one chopped right towards second base. Glove fielded, thrown out for out number 3. Carson Fuller to Stevenson, recording a clean 5th frame for Jake Coral. Coral records another strikeout in a 1-2-3 top of the 5th. We go bottom 5. Fitch still leading 1-0. We'll be back right after this.
I find it exciting to try to find that one car to match with the customer. And to me, that's the fun of it, and it's kind of a challenge. And I want them to know that their best interest is what I have in my heart. I get to meet new people every day, listen to their conversations, become friends with these people. I think they see I genuinely care and really want the best for them when they're in here. And so far, that's my favorite thing. I'm Justin Coulter, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you.
#21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens.
Live here outside the Mahoney County.
On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
Welcome back, everybody. Bottom of the 5th inning. Fitch still leads it 1-0. Jake Coral, Brandon Stevenson, Josh Lowe due up for the Falcons bats as Leo Fornero step up. Jake Coral forced a full count last time on Fornero. Pitching really well. Looked like he's right around 50 pitches on the game so far. As we stepped in the box, there's not even a catcher. It looks like waiting to take the first pitch from Fornero.
I think he forgot his wristband, so not knowing what he was going to call on that.
So Kirkpatrick gets back in. He's behind the plate ready, and the first pitch to Coral has him hacking for a first pitch foul, strike 1. As we said, Coral saw a lot of pitches, forced the count full, but ultimately retired by the strikeout the last time against Fornero. That 0-1 delivery goes swinging there, and Fornero wasting no time this time around against Coral, getting them behind 0-2 to start.
These guys are doing a great job of, just starting off each at bat, just battling all the way through.
Not really letting either team put much together as far as neither guy. I believe there's only been one walk between the two, and I think Fornero allowed one walk. And I mean, you're pitching clean baseball. You're forcing them to put it in play or forcing them to swing at it. It's what you love to see. And another strikeout added to Fornero's name, and the second time he's retired Coral today, and both these guys, pitch count, like we said, has to be low. We figure Coral's right around that 50 pitch mark, if not just below it, too, and Fornera can't be too much further off from that, as keeping the pitch count down and getting a lot of innings out of their starters today. Both coaches, both Sweeney and Paris, have to be super happy about that. And that
neither guy trying to do way too much. They're just, they're throwing great games.
First pitch to Stevenson is a ball, 1-0 to start. Goes swinging that time and evens the count up at 1 apiece.
Even though he threw a ball on that first pitch, he did a good job of setting him up, for that hook he just threw him there.
Just chop that one away and out of play, 1-2.
Got some action in the bullpen. Looks like maybe Joe Roth is up in the bullpen.
Trying to get a couple of innings.
Or just maybe stretching the arm.
Could be. We'll see what Coach Paris elects to do. I mean, you know what Coral's doing. He's throwing a heck of a game. No earned runs, only, I think, 3 hits allowed on the game, too. No walks. I mean, a gem, truthfully, pitching-wise. 1-2 the count to Stevenson. The pitch is swung out and missed, and back-to-back Ks for Fornera to start. And there's 2 down quickly here in the bottom of the 5th. As 9-hole hitter Josh Lowe flew out to left field last time.
These guys are pretty efficient today. I mean, really efficient.
I mean, not these innings aren't going long. We're in an hour and 21 minutes real time, and we're an out away from the end of the 5th inning. And that one popped up first base side,
one of those.
And couldn't get it. It did stay in the field of play, it looked like, but couldn't field it. And we talked about it too. Overcast makes it that much more difficult when you're looking up into a completely white sky. Easy to lose the ball up there sometimes.
Right, in high school baseball, you normally don't have the nice bright white pearls that you're playing with, so that grayish baseball kind of blends in with that atmosphere up there.
Able to fall in just in front of the fence. 0-1 the count. Allows Lowe to see another pitch. Fornera finds the zone with the second one and gets him to fall behind 0-2.
That 12-6 curveball is spot on.
It's a perfect off speed to go right off of his fastball, and he tried to bring that charge up high. You see Josh Lowe take a little sigh of relief after that one.
They hit the bull with that.
Through the gas the second time around.
Yeah, great thought. Maybe just a little too high.
1-2 the count now as Fornera. Delivery to Lowe as Lowe goes swinging. Strike 3 called. Need to throw down to first to complete it. Kirkpatrick does. And a strikeout of the side by Fornera here on the bottom of the 5th. 5 in the books. 1-0 lead still intact for the Falcons. We head to the top of the 6th. Ty Bartel, Mark Roth, YSNLive.com. Be back right after this.
It's storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Notice we'll have scattered showers on Thursday.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Welcome back, everybody. Top of the 6th inning. Jake Coral still out on the mound. He's going to go through the top of the order as it's the 3rd trip through the lineup. Donnie Hardy, Leo Fornera, Brett Vaccaro due up in this top of the 6th. If you're Coach Paris in this position, Mark, what are you kind of saying to your pitcher who's pitched a great game, 5 innings under his belt? He's going through this lineup a third time now, though.
You know, it comes down to efficiency, but he's doing a good job of starting guys off first pitch strike, which then gives you a little bit of leeway of what you can throw next. So continue set guys up, put yourself in a good place, and he's done a good job of fighting through. Even guys that, back-to-back hits, he was able to fight his way out of that. So just continue to do what he's doing.
As first pitch swinging into the ground, third baseman Lowe throws across the diamond and couldn't keep the foot on the bag is Stevenson. First error, I believe, on the day for Fitch defense, as Lowe has made heck of plays all day long. That one looked like the throw got a little bit away from him.
Looks like he may have been off that back foot a little too much.
As Donnie Hardy, and I believe this is the first time that Chagrin Falls has had a base runner with nobody out. So just the way they wanted to start, Leo Fernera now steps into the box for the Tigers. As Coral, first pitch to Fernera, finding the zone, and again,
what a pitch.
Right back to the zone too, not letting the base runner affect his composure all that much.
It's a good location, for right-handed batter. He pounds that into the ground and maybe get a double play out of that.
That's the thing with Coral's type of pitching and what he does really well, living in that bottom third of the zone. I mean, that's all you got to do. What he did right there, keep that guy close at first, and you can hope for double plays. 2-for-1 ball is always nice for ground ball pitchers.
With his breaking stuff, he does a good job at, inducing ground balls. And, with guys on, that's a blessing to turn a double play.
As the 0-1 delivery to the first base bag, keeping him close, was Stevenson that time, as Hardy gets back to the bag in time. Top of the 6th inning, first run came in the bottom of the first from Fitch, and that's been the only scoring we've had in this pitcher's duel the entire way through. As Coral, with a runner at first, nobody out, Leo Fernera's 0-1 delivery to him is a ball low, so Fernera evens the count up at 1 apiece. As both guys not really laboring through too many pitches either, so I mean, both good to go. 7, you would think, unless something catastrophic happens in one of these innings. You might see both guys go complete games here. As the 1-1 from Coral. Runner goes, throw down to second, and off of the mark, Donnie Hardy swipes the bag, and I believe it was called strike. So it's a 1-2 count. But the base runner advances to scoring position with nobody out. Strike call, though, does take the bunt away. And gonna go talk, looks like, is Coach Paris. I don't know if this is going to be a straight substitution, but we will see what the discussion is with Coral. They might be talking things over as well. It is Brett Vaccaro, the number 3, or Leo Fernera, I should say, still up. Brett Vaccaro is waiting in the on-deck circle, though, for the Tigers, as Fernera has a 1-2 count currently.
I wonder some of the discussion right now. It looks like Paris was kind of questioning maybe a pitch wasn't thrown in the right location, or maybe it just didn't hit its spot to set up for that throw. Seems like they're in some discussion regarding location.
As everything stands, they keep Coral on the mound. He's gotten out of trouble before. Game-tying run, though, is at second base. As Coral trying to get the ever-important first out here in the top of the 6th. Hardy at second, the pitch to Fernera, and a swing and a miss, strike 3, and a big first out at that. And getting strikeouts when he needs them today. And we said not necessarily a strikeout pitcher, but he's getting quite a few of them today. What do you say the reasoning behind that one is, Mark?
He's moving his ball up and down, and he's in and out. And I think he's still got guys guessing a lot at what's coming. And even being through the lineup on several occasions now, I think he's still got guys guessing about where the ball's coming from.
As pickoff attempt towards second keeps Donnie Hardy close. As it seems like every time Coral needs to ring up that K, he's been able to do so. And that does give him a very, very important first out now. Takes the small ball approach out of it, doesn't allow the sack fly from happening as long as they can prevent Hardy from getting to third, and comes up empty on that swing. 0-1 to start for Vaccaro.
Even if he puts a bat on that, probably pretty good chance he's rolling over on it, or not solid contact. And
as he hasn't really left anything flat, lived in that bottom third of the zone, and that's exactly what it's been. If they can't make contact with it, they're swinging and missing, but when they do make contact with it, it's not turning into a solid contact. They haven't been able to square many of his pitches up.
Anything that he's been up on has usually been tight, just like that pitch there. It's tight on the inside where, he's jamming a lot of guys on the upper part of the plate, but inside.
Update on the Lady Falcons softball side. 3 runs in the top of the 5th, 6 in the top of the 6th has the Lady Falcons up 10-1 over the Lady Cardinals of Canfield in the softball realm. As Fitch looking to go 2-0 in conference play and in the regular season for softball. This one head out towards center. It looks like a sky shot, or I should say right behind the plate. I don't know where I was seeing there. Behind the plate, and Joe Roth is the one that makes the play. I lost it up there in the overcast as well. As nice play from behind the plate, making it up defensively. That keeps that runner at second as Vaccaro pop fly around home plate, retired by Roth. And now Andrew Kirkpatrick. He's been up in a couple of key spots before. He's got another one here and might be the biggest chance here with just the amount of time remaining in this game. 1 out or 2 outs here in the top of the 6th, game tying run at second.
See if Coral still has his Houdini tricks up his sleeve and get out of another inning.
We'll see how aggressive you play him too. I mean, he's had his number, 0 for 2 today. Strikeout and a ground out against Coral.
Yeah, Kirkpatrick's been a little bit aggressive at the plate, and we'll see if he hones that down a little bit and tries to wait on a pitch here.
As the count starts out 1-0 for Coral. Checks that runner at second, and Hardy, the delivery to Kirkpatrick, getting a strike over on the second pitch of the at-bat. 1-1 the count.
Andrew's definitely being a little more selective in his at-bat this go-around for sure.
Count evens up 1-1. Coral comes set. Taking his time in the delivery, and that one chopped right back up the middle. Hardy gonna turn and burn, go to home, and that throw goes over the head of Roth. Scoring as Hardy, going down to second as Kirkpatrick. And we talked about how good of a hitter Kirkpatrick is. He didn't let that one get by. Chops it into center, and for the first time today, the Tigers have tagged Coral for a run. They tie the ball game up with 2 down here in the top of this 6th inning. And for the first score since the bottom of the 1st, we've seen in this ball game, 1-1 now. But big news developing here for Chagrin Falls. They have the go-ahead run now sitting at second base in Kirkpatrick. Nick Calabrese coming up to bat. Great game pitched by both clubs. Now just trying to get that last out, get that offense back up on the field. Coral's first pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 to start on Calabrese. Good pitch that was delivered to Kirkpatrick, but I give more credit to the hitter. He went down and got that one, it looked like, in lower third, and fought it off to center field to bring that game-tying run home.
His previous 2 at-bats, he's gone to third base on both. Line out to third base on his previous at-bat, and 5-3 on his first at-bat. So see if they're ready down on that third base line.
As Calabrese pulling it a lot, and that just shows where Coral's been living. A lot of stuff low, a lot of stuff in too as well. Like you said, he's gotten him to roll over on some stuff away. That time, tried to fight it off. It's popped into the sky, giving way to the right fielder who comes in, making the catch and shoring it up is Drew Kashchak. as out number 3 is recorded, but not before Chagrin Falls ties the game up on an Andrew Kirkpatrick RBI single that scored Donnie Hardy. Unearned run, of course, it came on the error that Hardy reached, so both runs come unearned in this one. 1-1, we're tied up. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Falcons bats, top of the order, coming up right after this.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats, because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
Welcome back, everybody. Bottom of the 6th inning here. We're all tied up 1-1 here between the Austintown Fitch Falcons and Chagrin Falls Tigers. Drew Kaschak, Carson Fuller, Joe Roth, 1, 2, 3 due up in the Falcons lineup here as Leo Fornera still out on the mound for the Tigers in a first pitch strike to Drew Kaschak. As Fornera now no longer pitching from behind, evened up about 1 apiece, and swinging and missing is Kaschak 0-2. And Leo Fornera has been doing a heck of a job pitching from behind the entire game, too, but he's given his team a chance to win, and that's all you can ask for if you're any kind of coach from your pitchers.
Yeah, he's sitting on 10 strikeouts right now, so that's a pretty good day.
Yeah, he's looking for number 11, but fighting it off there is Kaschak as he hits it back to the fence. Keeps the count at 0-2. And 10 strikeout day, too, through 5 innings of work. You're striking out 2/3 of your outs. You're doing something right.
It's pretty darn good. Two caught looking and 8.
And that one hit right up the middle, and what a way to start. Drew Kaschak opens things up with an RBI, I should say, opening single, giving a chance now for the Falcons to get the go-ahead RBI, I should say, on base in Kaschak.
See if we can't manufacture something here, get some guy who got some speed on the bases, and Carson handles the bat pretty well.
See if maybe a bunt attempt, not pinching too much on that third base side, little bit in on that bag, but not a whole lot. Throw over to first and keeping him close that time. But yeah, absolutely. In this case, we were talking about it off air too, Mark. If you're the Falcons, play small ball, try to get a run across, and get 3 outs in the next half of the inning and call it a victory. Chagrin Falls looking to ride that arm of Fornera for another inning as the bunt attempt taken for a called strike 1 on Fuller. 0-1 to start.
Still playing back at the cut. A couple steps up on third, but not too aggressive on the coverage.
Trying to get
There we go.
him to second any way possible, if you can, is the job you think for Carson Fuller and Drew Kaschak. Whether that's a steal you can work, whether that's a hit and run attempt, you just need to get a runner to second with your big bats and your seniors, and Joe Roth and Brandon Popio do up then. And trying to bunt that one, and it goes back to the fence. So now 0-2, likely, in all likelihood, I should say, takes the bunt away now from.
I'm sure Carson would love to have that pitch back and pull that bat back out of the zone on that one.
As now Fuller just looking to fight something off, avoid the double play if he can. As Leo Fornera, nobody out, runner at first, looking for that key first out. That 0-2 delivery goes outside, not chasing though is Fuller. And the count goes 1-2. Don't forget, back out at the ballpark, 5 o'clock start times for both the Lady Falcons softball team and the Fitch Falcons baseball team. Looks to be another busy day at the ballpark, weather providing, of course. 5 o'clock first pitch set for both of them as Fuller hits that one straight to second, first there, throw back to first, and there is the double play. 2 quick outs, and Fornera gets the pitch, delivers the pitch that he needs to get a 2-for-1 ball. Good contact by Carson Fuller. We say this game's fickle sometimes. That's a perfect example of it. Hard contact, but right at the second baseman of Chagrin Falls that time in Mergenhagen.
Pretty good pitch there, setting them up.
As Joe Roth and the Falcons look for a 2-out rally now here in the bottom of the 6th inning of a 1-1 tie ball game. As Roth taking all the way on a first pitch that finds the zone, strike 1. As Fornera, that one is hit out towards right and right at the right fielder that time, and retiring it is Calvin Hill. As Falcons get a runner aboard but can't do anything with it, gets retired in order as we head to the top of the 7th. Tied up 1-1, top of the 7th inning coming up right after this.
Mill Creek Metro Parks invites you to join them for a second season of Youth Deck Hockey, July 16th through August 27th. 8, 11, 14, and 17U players. Register now for 6 Saturday games and 1 scheduled practice each week at the Wick Recreation Area. Registration for the Adult League is also now being accepted. Sign up now and don't miss your chance to play deck hockey. Call today or visit millcreekmetroparks.org.
21 News delivers the news as it happens, using the latest technology from where it happens. On air, online,
Wednesday afternoon weather update.
Very dangerous.
and on the 21 News social media platforms.
I'm on the road right now.
21 News, the Valley's only locally owned source for trusted news since 1953.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Welcome back, everybody. Top of the 7th inning and a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel in this one. Both Jake Coral and Leo Fornera just throwing their hearts out there on the mounds today. Coral and Fornera both 6 innings under their belt. Both runs that were scored today were unearned, so not a run tagged to their ERA, as well as only, I believe, 1 walk on the day for Fornera, none on the other side for Coral, and not a lot of base hits at all given up for either team. Just a lot of clean pitching we've seen from both guys out on the mound.
Yeah, they've done a great job of controlling the pace of the game and really keeping batters, on their toes.
As it is Calvin Hill, Andrew Bazone, and Drew Mergenhagen that is due up in this top of the 7th for Chagrin Falls. 1-1 the count to Calvin Hill. Jake Coral's 1-1 delivery. Tried to hold it up, but he went around that time, says the home plate umpire. Strike 2 is called. 1-2 now the count. As Calvin Hill ready in the box, down in the count 1-2. The delivery from Coral has him swinging and missing again as another strikeout for the right-hander Coral, and it gets the first out here in the top of the 7th. Going to bring up Andrew Bazone now from that left-handed side, the DH today for Sven Nielsen, who plays first base. As Bazone looking to get something started here for the Falls, and swinging and missing. And we talked about it too with the way he's pitching today. He's hard enough to try to hit when he's getting those strikes in the zone, but if you're going to start chasing stuff outside the zone, it becomes a lot tougher to try to hit him right now with the way he's throwing.
He tried to put that one in one of the backyards behind the field.
As that one grounded to second, making a nice throw for the second out of the inning is Carson Fuller. And now 2 away as Drew Mergenhagen, the second baseman for the Tigers, comes up as the lights have clicked on now for the Austintown Fitch Falcons as Richard L. Coppola Field has the lights.
Take that as an omen.
Yeah. And I think you hear the collective breath being held by all these Falcon faithful around, hoping that this doesn't turn into a late night game. As down in the count now. That one grounded to short, waiting on it. Mikey Shortino gloves, fields, throws to first, and a drop at first that time by Brandon Stevenson. And an error here with 2 down has allowed a 2-out base runner in Drew Mergenhagen. And Gavin Stevens now with a chance. 9-hole hitter coming up from that left-handed side of the plate to try to keep things going. Coral looking for one more out to go the complete 7 and give his team a chance to win the whole ball game in the bottom of the 7th. Gavin Stevens looking to keep this rally rolling. Jabs at the bunt attempt, and it goes back foul. 0-1 to start for Stevens. Stevens with 2 away, too, interestingly enough. Trying to put the squeeze play on and beat it out the first.
Everybody's trying to get this to be a go-home inning.
Everyone, they like the weather. They like coming out to the ballpark. They're not trying to stay out here for a 10 p.m. late night here at the ballpark.
They got an hour-long bus ride to go home. So.
They saw the lights click on, and I think everyone in the Chagrin Falls community kind of held their breath momentarily. 0-1 as the pitch not delivered to the plate. Instead, toss over to first, keeping that base runner in Mergenhagen close. And again, over to Mergenhagen, keeping him close.
That's a big part of this inning is going to be keeping guys off the base paths and not giving them a nice head start.
Coral looking for that ever-important 3rd out now to get himself out of this inning and give his team a chance to win, as both pitchers have done such a great job of today. And the 0-1 delivery is outside. Looked like he was trying to give Joe Roth a chance to pick off there, but maybe just missed that location a little bit too far outside on that plate.
Yeah, coupled with, Jake has a very deliberate delivery, and, he doesn't throw a lot of gas, so trying to keep those runners honest is huge in this part of the game.
As Coach Paris not going to make any mistakes about it. He wants to huddle things up here on the mound and talk things over here with 2 down in the top of the 7th. Coral needing just the 1 out to get out of the inning and get his team to the bottom of the 7th.
Something appears to be miscommunicated between the battery.
As whatever it was, they got it, it seems like, taken care of. Second time they've huddled up here in this game. You see a smile by Coral given to Joe there, as they hope they're on the same page now.
First game cobwebs. Here we are.
Hey, if that's all you're complaining about from the pitchers right now, I mean, I don't think there's too much to be upset about with the way both these guys are throwing. 1-1 pitch now to Stevens coming up. And that one chipped a piece of it. Went foul, strike anyway, 1-2. And now Coral just 1 pitch away from getting himself out of this 7th inning and either spelling a walk-off winner in the bottom half or extra innings for us here at Richard L. Coppola Field. in Austintown, Ohio. As that 1-2 delivery coming up. And did he hold up?
Did.
No.
He
went around, strike 3, and Jake Coral leaves a runner stranded at first. A great 7-inning performance by the senior leader in Coral as he goes 7 innings, 1 unearned run allowed, and strikes out a ton. We come back up with the bottom of the 7th. Falcons trying to walk it off right after this.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
We come back to the bottom of the 7th. Let's just real quickly read off these stat lines. First for Jake Coral, 7 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 4 hits allowed, no walks, 1 run unearned on that run. So far for Leo Fornera, 6 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 run unearned given up. What an opening day start for both right-handers in this one as Fornera comes out trying to finish the job. Coral already went 7 as trying to match it looks like.
You got 4, 5, and 6 coming up.
As Popio, Brandon Popio, Mikey Shortino, Dom Peria. Popio leading things off. And actually, hold on, excuse me, there is actually a pitching change it looks like as after 6 innings, Fornera goes off. That looks to be Calvin Hill, number 12. That's out there on the mound now.
You are correct.
As we got Hill that is taken over. So real quickly again, let's go through this. 6 innings pitched for Fornera, 10 Ks, 3 hits, 1 walk, 1 run given up unearned. And another great performance. Popio able to get a leadoff base hit, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered. Game-winning run on first for the Falcons as Brandon Popio gets the table set. As Mikey Shortino now looking to move him over any way possible with nobody out and a runner at first in Calvin Hill.
Popio did a good job just hitting the ball where it was pitched, didn't do too much with it, just served it right back.
As now Mikey Shortino takes a first pitch outside for a ball. An interesting call to have Calvin Hill pitch here in the bottom of the 7th. It took Fornera out after 6 innings pitched strong.
I just wonder if he reached his number, if they had a designated number for him as a starter, not to go past on his opening day.
But both teams now, this is only the 3rd pitcher we've seen in the entire game, and that just shows you the type of pitching we've seen all day. And there's another one, hard contact out towards right, and that one caught, though, by the right fielder who records out number 1 of the inning, and that time Mikey Shortino flies out to right field as Brandon Popio stays right there at first. And coming up to the bat,
Mason Petrides might be subbing in.
As correct, and Mason Petrides out of the right-handed batter's box, subbing in for Dom Perry. As Petrides getting his first looks today in the box. as Calvin Hill. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1 to start. Fitch looking to walk it off here. Chagrin Falls trying to get it to extras and force an 8th inning. That one, though, hit towards right. That one's going to drop in, and Petridis wastes no time, takes 2 pitches before getting his first base hit of the 2022 season, and it advances that game-winning run into scoring position in Brandon Popio, which now stands at second.
Young freshman coming in doing a great job.
As now the opposing pitcher for Chagrin Falls and Jake Coral now has a chance to come up and win the game himself too. Put up 7 innings pitched and put in a game-winning run as well if he could find some outfield grass here. As Coral, 7-hole hitter, calling time, Calvin Hill. Pitching with runners at first and second, only 1 down.
Looks like Joe's back up in the bullpen.
You would think Coral's going to be done after 7 innings of work, and he's had great days.
That's
but Coral
down.
hit it out towards right center. It drops in. Popio rounds third on his way home. The ball beats him, though, and the slide into the out number 2. As Coral got the base hit, but couldn't record the game-winning run. What a throw from Chagrin Falls that time. As Popio erased at the plate. They were sending him from third. What a dart. As Coral thought he had himself the win on the offense, too, as he tried to do the be the do-all player in 7 innings pitched and the game-winning RBI. But you see now, Coral looks like he's going to have a conversation over there with Brandon Stevenson.
Yeah, I think just telling him sit back on the pitch like he did and try to get something to happen.
He got 3 base hits in this inning alone, too, and Popio was able to find some outfield grass. We had the subbing of Petridis, who got a base hit, and as well as now Jake Coral.
I mean, you don't mind being aggressive on the base paths. It just, you saw that kind of the ball was in front of him, and he made a dart throw to home plate, just spot-on throw. Sometimes you want to test that.
Opening day, you got to challenge it, too.
Absolutely.
You don't know what these guys have, and you don't know if that arm is christened as much as it will be towards the end of the season, so of course you're going to test that out.
It looks like Don Perry's going back in for Mason Petridis.
Pinch running out there at second, just looking for some speed. As Brandon Stevenson has a chance to play the hero here with 2 down and runner in scoring position, bottom of the 7th. He takes a first pitch ball on the inside, too. That didn't look like that missed much of the zone. Maybe it was called high. I'm not sure.
Looked pretty good. might have been just on the inside.
1-0 the count, though, as it benefits Stevenson. Looking for that game-winning RBI, and he chops that one towards center. Getting a read on it, though, and making the catch is Donnie Hardy. Get buckled up, Falcons. We got extras here in a 1-1 ball game. We go now to the top of the 8th inning. Don't go anywhere. Ty Bartel, Mark Roth, YSNLive.com from Richard L. Coppola Field in Austintown. We'll be right back.
60 years ago, Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods began with 3 siblings, a hand-set sawmill, and a few local orders. And while business has certainly changed over the years, what has not are our principles of hard work, craftsmanship, and commitment to quality. At Baird Brothers, we're proud to put our name on the products we create, from moldings and doors to flooring and lumber. Thank you for 60 great years. We look forward to 60 more. Baird Brothers, for the place you love.
Working with your family can be stressful at times, but because they're family, you know that you're going to get a loving, honest answer, even when things don't make sense, to any problem. Dealing with Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. That's why here at Myers Family Insurance, we do our best to give you honest and caring answers to all of your questions. Family, like Medicare, isn't always perfect, but when you put others first, the results can be amazing.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. located on South Avenue in Boardman.
I enjoy the fact that I come to work every day. I'm proud of what I do, and I go home to my family, and I set a good example for my children. And to see that I'm able to help someone in the situation that I might have been in, it makes me feel really good about it.
Welcome back, everybody. We go to extras now. It is now the top of the 8th inning, top of the lineup as well for Chagrin Falls. Donnie Hardy, Leo Fornera, and Brett Vaccaro due up for the Tigers. Joe Roth, new pitcher on the mound for the Falcons, coming in after 7 innings of work from Jake Coral. And the first pitch from Roth is a little bit high for a ball, 1-0 to start on Hardy. Hardy was able to reach base earlier in this one, as he goes swinging off for that one, fishing out of the zone as the count evens up at 1-1. Pretty nice crowd out today on the baseball field. You like seeing it as the swing and a miss, strike 2, 1-2. Warmed up the weather did today, and it brought some people out to the ballpark, both on the baseball and softball side. As it looks like the Lady Falcons pulling away with a victory, as strike 3 call from Joe Roth on Donnie Hardy. 4 pitches, 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Speaking of the Lady Falcon softball team, it looks like 10-1 there, top of the 7th inning currently for them. And if not, I believe that might be, yep, still going on top of the 7th, trying to put the finishing touches on Canfield and go 2-0 in conference play to start. Roth's first pitch is in there for a strike to Leo Fornera, 0-1 to start. 0 pitch is just a bit inside. 1-1 the count.
A little different arm angle for these guys, a little different speed, so we'll see, how it goes for them as a first chance of seeing Joe.
Trying to mix things up and trying to catch up to it that time. Fornera chops it back to the fence, and he falls behind in the count. 1-2.
Yeah, Joe Roth and Jake Coral, polar opposites on the field. Jake is more of a spot pitcher. Joe has a little more power, and his breaking balls have a little extra zip on them.
As that one fouled off, and it was a liner. First base side out of play. Roth slated, you would think, to get a start in tomorrow's game against the Poland Bulldogs. So we'll see how many pitches Paris allows for this to go here with extra innings. You never know how many innings you're going to go. And you do have a slew of younger guys, too, that you have at your disposal. And it looks like he went. Yes, he did. Strike 3. Back-to-back Ks and 1 and 2 in the lineup. And 2 down quickly here in the top of the 8th. Now brings up Brett Vaccaro. Is trying to get a 2-out rally started here. Fitch looking to get it back to the bottom of the 8th for another chance to walk it off. Nice first pitch strike for Joe. 0-1 to start. Wasting little time. Quickly, 2 strikes, 0-2. And quickly taking time out for just a second before stepping back out onto the rubber.
Yeah, Joe Roth he'll put you on the express train. He'll get back on that rubber pretty quick, make you get back in the box, and did a good job stepping out, making him slow his game down a little bit.
Multiple ways to get a hitter off their balance, and that one chopped right up the middle for the first hit here in the 8th, and the first hit against Roth, just a line drive single right back up the gut by Vaccaro, and it gives the Tigers a 2-out single. Andrew Kirkpatrick finally got his first base hit in his last at-bat, came against Jake Coral, and it brought home that game-tying RBI. This time runner at first with 2 down for Kirkpatrick, but he could definitely set the table for Nick Calabrese, or he could bring home another run too if he finds a gap somewhere. First pitch to him off of the glove, though, of the backstop, and into second now goes Vaccaro. As the count now, 1-0. As looks like The intentional walk to first of Kirkpatrick. Not going to play with that bat, too, and not going to let him beat him. They're going to bring up Nick Calabrese, too. Also to force that righty-righty matchup. Mentioned Calabrese grounded to the third base side a couple of times today. As with 2 down, chance to bring that go-ahead run home that sits at second. Roth looking for out number 3 to get his team to the bottom of the 8th. First pitch is in there for a called first strike looking on Calabrese. 0-1 to start.
Pretty good lead at second base.
Checking the runner at second. The delivery. Looking for another strike that time, but couldn't find the zone. Little low, 1-1. If Calabrese is to reach, the opposing pitcher, Calvin Hill, is due up in the on-deck circle. 1-1 is the pitch, and that one is fouled back. Caught a piece of it, and it is 1-2. As needing one more strike realistically to get out of it, looking to make that one pitch is Joe Roth. Get his team to the bottom of the 8th, which it would be Josh Lowe, then the top of the order due up in the next half inning. Fitch has yet to score since that bottom of the first, the 1-2. That one hit third base side. Nice stop by Josh Lowe. Tries to make a perfect throw across, and he got him on the money. What a throw by Josh Lowe. Goes across the diamond for his 3rd time today. And what a play. And we know Joe could strike guys out, but sometimes you need help from your friends back there in the infield. Josh Lowe makes another heck of a defensive play there. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Falcons with a chance to win it all. We'll be back. YSNLive.com right after this.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Welcome back, everybody. Bottom of the 8th inning here at Richard L. Coppola Field in extras. Falcons with a chance to walk it off. Josh Lowe, then the top of the order, and Drew Kaschak and Carson Fuller due up in this bottom of the 8th. New pitcher out on the mound as Brett Vaccaro comes from third to take over the mound, and it looks like Grant Hill goes from the mound to third as well as, Andrew Kirkpatrick goes from the catcher to third, and then now going to catch is old pitcher Leo Fornera. Right-handed pitcher coming up in Vaccaro. He's going to have to deal with 3 consecutive righties in Lowe, Kaschak, and Fuller. If any of them are to reach, only lefty and Joe Roth would be due up in this lineup.
So starting pitcher for Chagrin Falls is now the catcher. The starting catcher for Fitch is now the pitcher. Quite a transition.
A little moving around here, but nonetheless, with the way both these squads are pitching, we might be in for a really late night here unless someone could find some offense here. Fitch had their opportunities last inning, but couldn't plate that winning run.
Both teams with runners at second base with less than 2 outs couldn't get them in.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 2, Josh Lowe.
Josh Lowe just made a heck of a play at third to end that top half of the 8th inning. he looks to get things started now offensively for Fitch. In the bottom of the 8th, just looking to get on base here. Be a huge key for Lowe. And that 0-0 delivery bounces in there from Vaccaro, 1-0 to start. As the Falcons and Chagrin Falls putting on a heck of a ball game here to open up the Austintown Fitch Falcons baseball season, a part of many games and many great matchups, including teams like Ursuline, South Range, other just great teams that we expect to come through this ballpark at some points this season. Chagrin Falls was one. I don't know if Chagrin Falls was even originally scheduled here,
No,
and I think
they
they
were
kind
not
of
on the original schedule. And I know, with the weather, we moved Canfield around, and I think this was a game that we picked up late. And honestly, from a perspective of a great opponent, it's been a really good pickup.
As the swing count evens now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes apiece for Josh Lowe. As Vaccaro looking for that first out here. Bottom of the 8th to Lowe as Lowe chops at third base. Going to be a tough play. Third baseman makes the throw across the diamond. Kirkpatrick, we've seen him show off that gun of an arm earlier from the catcher's position and a throw down to second. He showed it there again from third across the diamond to first. And retiring Lowe for out number 1. And Drew Kaschak now had a base hit earlier in this game, looking for much of the same success here. His first at-bat against Vaccaro. As Vaccaro looking to pitch a clean bottom of the 8th frame and get this to the 9th. Not a lot of hits, not a lot of walks, just not a lot of offense right now, as both teams' pitching staffs have really just done a great job of commanding the zone, and the new pitchers that have come in have had great composure that we've seen, too, on the mound.
Yeah, it's really something when position players get thrown back on the mound, and they're doing a really good job.
As that one inside by Kaschak, to Kaschak, I should say, as he works the count. Favorable for him, 2-0. That 2-0 pitch to Kaschak finds the zone for a strike, 2-1 now, as Vaccaro gets the first strike over on Kaschak. The 2-1 now. Delivery, looking for the zone. They didn't give it to him. 3-1 now. Gives Kaschak a chance to kind of pick out a pitch he likes and put a good swing on it.
Pretty good pitch.
3-1 to Kaschak, and Kaschak looks like that was inside. Not sure if that clipped him either, but
it bounced in. Looks like it hit the turf and came up.
As it does give Kaschak first with 1 out, and Carson Fuller now can look to get Kaschak to scoring position with big part of the order and Joe Roth, Brandon Popio that would be due up after. Avoiding the double play, crucial here though for Fuller.
It's only the second walk from Chagrin Falls pitching staff.
Love to see that too. Any coach loves to see that. No free passes. And the run to Lowe. They're going to give him second and couldn't come up with a good enough throw and didn't even come up with a throw that time. Held it. And a swipe of second with ball 1. And now that pretty much takes away the double play and guarantees Joe Roth an at-bat, you would think, here for this bottom of the 8th. And big part of the order here for the Falcons. You got a runner in scoring position with only 1 out. Looking to walk it off with a game winner here.
Here's where little things like pass balls and wild pitches can really mean the difference of winning a game or losing a game.
Sweaty palms time now for Chagrin Falls is what we would like to call this, as the pitch. Vaccaro, that one is slapped into left field. Rounding third, no, going to stay right there. Not making that same mistake twice, as Carson Fuller with a slap shot single. Now you got to wonder, they're probably going to give him second, but do you intentionally walk Roth then and just face Popio righty-righty? is going to be decisions time for Coach Sweeney and the Tigers. With the winning run sitting 90 feet away, you just need something to the outfield. Joe Roth is due up in the batter's box with runners at the corners and one out.
Now for the Falcons, you also question trying to tease that run in by maybe getting that runner hung up at first base.
A lot of strategy. This is the chess part of baseball, too, that we love to see.
Intentionally walked him.
Chess game between coaching staffs has now loaded the bases. Brandon Popio looking for something to the outfield. Avoiding the double play important, but winning run 90 feet away for the Falcons, who have yet to score since the bottom of the first inning. And now there's going to be some talks out on the mound. You wonder, I don't think they're going to make a pitching change, but you never know, too, with this part. Do you make the change? Bases loaded, one down.
Yeah, bringing a guy into this situation with bases loaded, that's never, a place you want to put a guy in. And their bullpen has been quiet. There hasn't been anybody up in that bullpen. So unless they bring a position player in, looks like they're going to go with what they have.
Brandon Popio, if I'm not mistaken, RBI single and a couple strikeouts in his day here against Chagrin Falls.
Correct.
Looking for just some contact, though.
Erased on a caught stealing and erased at home plate on a great throw from right field.
And he can turn all that around, too, with one solid contact hit. Even a fly out can do you good with that winning run at third.
Everybody pulled up and in.
Coming set is Vaccaro. Popio gets hit, and it's the game-winning hits batter as coming home with the win. Second year in a row, the Falcons have a walk-off win in a hit-by-pitch situation, as coming home with the game-winning run that time was Drew Cashjack. As Cashjack as I believe the discussion is as there's a extensive conversation here, and I believe they call it game over as what the home plate official. I'm not sure what the initial discussion was. I'm not sure if Joe, I don't know if it was the base running of Joe, because I don't know what the initial question was, but they got it figured out, it looks like. I mean, the argument from Coach Sweeney, it looks like, to home plate umpire, but nonetheless, wouldn't be without some controversy, it feels like, in this baseball season, too. There's always a little bit of it. But the Falcons, for all intents and purposes, we're shaking hands. Fitch comes away, opening day winners. 2-1 is going to be your final, and it comes on a game-winning hit by pitch. Brandon Popio gets hit. Drew Cashjack comes home with the game-winning run. And Fitch now 1-0 on the season.
If I didn't see it last year, I'd never believe it. And for a game to win that way this year, I'll take it.
Any way you can take it. Great pitching performance by Jake Coral today. He's your player of the game. 7 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 4 hits, no walks, 1 run scored unearned on him today. Fitch goes to 1-0 on the season. Chagrin falls to 0-1. For the Falcons, next time you can catch them on the network, ysnlive.com. You can catch them here tomorrow as they play and square off against the Poland Bulldogs. First pitch scheduled for 5 o'clock start time. The Lady Falcons softball team also scheduled to play against Chardon tomorrow at 5 o'clock as well. You can catch the Lady Falcons softball team next time on Friday at 5 o'clock as they will be on the YSN Live Network due to square off against Western Reserve. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in and watching this broadcast of YSN Live Baseball. To our proud owners, both DJ Yoakley and Brian Scott, who are able to bring this game to each and every person unable to make it in attendance tonight. To our GM, Steve Leslie, with his work with Bobstein Park Baseball, YSU Football, and YSNLive.com. The Mahoning Valley would truly not know what to do without Steve Leslie, and neither would YSNLive.com. And so we thank him. To my color commentator, Mark Roth, who did a great job giving us all the insight on some of these teams, players, and just the game in general. We thank him for his contributions. And most importantly, to all of you who tune in and support these kids, schools, and communities, you guys are really and truly what YSN Live is all about. And so we thank you. If you're tuning in from the Chagrin Falls area, maybe getting your first taste of YSNLive.com, we welcome you in and say hello to you. If you're right here in Austintown, Ohio, supporting your Falcons, we of course say hello and welcome in to you, or wherever you may be in high school baseball. This is Ty Bartell bidding you all a farewell and a good night, everybody.
YSN thanks you for watching this presentation of your sports network. For stories, stats, and more, go to ysnlive.com.